Anyone that has not been scared by their Torah learning simply has not learned. So how could it be that someone can say that they learned the entire Shas but still desecrate Hashem's name on a regular basis? How could it be that somebody can say they learned enough to become a rabbi but still be someone that's immoral? How could it be someone that has learned a lot of Mussar books but still be addicted to wasting seed and immorality? How could such things be? So you have many people that have learned Mussar from different aspects of the Torah, different places in the Torah, whether it be the Gemara or be the Sifrei Mussar or even in Halacha. Mussar is everywhere. How could it be that there are certain people that have read Mussar, that have read Mishle, that have read Kohelet, but yet they continue being addicted to the ways of the Yetzer Hara rather addicted to the ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? How could it be? This is what the Gaon Mivilna will elaborate for us now, Be'ezrat Hashem. So he says the following: Aval chas v'shalom lo tiyeh tachlit lekriyat levad, ki b'zeh en mitpael ha'adam. גם כמה בני אדם קוראים בספרי מוסר ואינם מתפעלים, והוא בשביל הנזכר למעלה ועוד. Here the Gaon Mivilna gives us clear instructions, which we will elaborate on, Be'ezrat Hashem, of why there are people that can learn Mussar, love Mussar, but yet remain Reshaim Arurim, or simply remain wicked people, according to the Torah, because they're addicted to immorality, addicted to all types of sins, even though they've learned Mussar, and sometimes even do things that you cannot believe. You cannot believe that this person has ever learned a single day of Mussar. All types of things, all types of stories that I've seen or I've heard, and you just can't believe that such a person has ever learned a page of Torah in their life. Needless to say, Mussar, the teaching that is supposed to soften a person's neshama and make them a better person, ethical teachings. How could you spend your time learning ethical teachings and be unethical? It doesn't make any sense. But yet there are countless people just like this. Although we don't believe the story of this Goldberg character that says that somebody threatened him and called his daughter and so on, even if it's true, as I've said in the past, the reality is that such a person that called to and gave a death threat to a 9-year-old kid or to an adult, whoever it was, or to both, obviously is a person that did not apply the Mussar they were learning to their life. They just took whatever they were learning and simply made it into whatever they wanted, just to project the pre-existing anger they already had. But of course, this is not the only case in the world. There are many times where you have people that say they are learning Mussar. Even Goldberg himself, he has a class where he teaches the Ramchal, but yet is obviously publicly lying to his audience and whoever wastes their time listening to him, doing things that are jeopardizing Jewish people while telling them, I love the Jewish people. And of course, there are many others like him. Some are rabbis, some are not. Some people will say, listen, they have read, dozens of books about Mussar, but yet they're unethical people. I one time spoke to a poor woman that was married to a guy that considered himself not only a Talmid Chacham that was giving shiurim, but an expert in Mussar. But yet she was calling me, crying hysterically, asking me if I could help her. Why? Because her husband is a monster. A monster, to say the least. And anyone can figure out the reasons and the hows and the whys and all that other stuff. And I told her, well, maybe he should learn Mussar. She goes, no, you don't understand. I'm calling you and crying because he supposedly is a Mussar expert. Anytime I tell him, please, maybe this, maybe that, he says, listen, everything you can tell me, I already know. I read over 40 different Mussar books. I'm an expert in Mussar, but yet he's a monster. How could such a thing be? The Gaon Vilna elaborates and says, although he said, go learn the Mussar books, the Kohelet, the Ecclesiastes, or other books that you're interested in, God forbid that the reading of these Mussar books should become the sole objective. For this reading of Mussar books alone does not transform a person. Indeed, there are many people who read Mussar works and they're not transformed. This is because of what we have mentioned above, which is that reading alone does not affect change in a person. How could such a thing be that a person could watch a shiur Torah from someone that is scaring them, telling them about the consequence of their crimes, what's going to happen in this world or the next, and yet the person will care less and even make fun of it, or simply it'll come in and out simultaneously? How could such a thing be? How could somebody tell you, listen, look at my library. I have Mesilat Yesharim, Path of the Just. I have Sharet TeShuva. I have this. I have that. I've read all of them. But yet, his kids are scared to even say his name because of how dangerous this person is. Or the kids are scared to ask the mother for food because of how scary she is. Oh, people do things that are contrary to what they're learning. You have all types of people in the world where they say, listen, I don't know what got into me, but I just decided to leave. What do you mean you decided to leave? To leave what? No, I don't know. I decided to leave in the middle of work. What is your job? Oh, I babysit kids for somebody, and I decided to leave. Well, what happened with the kids? Well, I don't know. But they could, the owner left me a message, and I'm scared to listen to it. What do you mean? Where did you leave the kids? Oh, I left them in front of the school. Did they have another way home? I don't know. I got so mad at them. They didn't want to get into the car. I just left. Like, what? You irresponsible person. Did you ever think about that? No, they don't think about that. They don't think about that. Or people that take, people's money and do what they want with it instead of what they were supposed to do with it. Didn't you earn this person's trust? Didn't you work on earning this person's trust? How did you take that money and use it for things that are against everything you said? I don't know what got into me. So how could it be that sometimes those very same people have heard, have read Mussar works, but yet they were not affected? The Gaon Vilna is saying that this is not a new thing. In fact, there are people that read Mussar works, but they're not transformed. Nothing happens. They'll watch a Mussar lecture and still remain the very same animal they were, and sometimes an even more dangerous animal. Sometimes they'll use the Mussar that they know as a weapon, rather than as something that will make them a better person. There's a joke that's you can learn Mussar from, where there was one time an arrogant young man that refused every shidduch that the rabbi sent him. No girl was good enough for him. He viewed himself as a chacham, as a special person, like this arrogant young kid told me one time, listen, Rabbi, I'm not a regular person. Ani lo ish pashut. You have to talk to me with respect. Okay, blocked. People like that, it's really, you can't help people like that because whatever you say is deleted before it enters.